Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, we just got a new sponsor. It's Anchor. They must think we're doing something right because they picked us back up.
That's amazing. Want to hear something even more amazing?
Yeah?
I actually know what they are.
You are full of shit. I'm calling your bluff. Tell me about Anchor.
Okay, so Anchor by Spotify is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place.
I'm actually surprised you knew that, but did you also know that Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer?
Yes, because I see you do that on your phone all the time and it looks pretty simple.
It really is, and when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
But I use CastBox.
Yeah, darling, I know you like CastBox. It gets distributed there too, and lots of other platforms as well.
And how much are we paying for this awesome service?
Absolutely nothing.
Coolio! So then we should tell people to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started?
Yep, do it now.
Hey, husband.
Hey, wife.
Do you remember what happened last time?
I'm going to shock you, maybe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I think that Jacob wrestled some random dude in the desert.
Yeah.
And he met up with his brother Esau. He had an army of like 400 people coming at him, and he offered him all kinds of gifts and stuff. And then he lined up all of his wives in order of importance and stuff like that. Is that about right?
That is. Did you read?
I didn't. I just remembered, actually.
Oh, my God. I'm really kind of baffled.
I don't know what happened there. It's, yeah.
So, yeah, that all happened.
That all happened. Did I miss anything?
The hip bone.
Oh, yeah. It's connected to the stupid bone?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Got it.
That is all that happened. That is correct.
Awesome. It's our first time for everything, you know?
I just kind of don't know where to go with that. I was not expecting that.
That's why I did it.
You weirdo.
All right, so what are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about Genesis chapters 34 and 35.
Awesome, let's do this.
Okie dokie.
Hey, wife.
Yes, husband.
Did you know that we are now on Patreon?
Yes, because you told me, but also, no, tell me more.
So we're on Patreon now.
Are we?
We are, and our supporters can go there and support us, and we have multiple levels all the way up to You Killed God.
That sounds really drastic and escalated quickly-ish.
Well, no, there's multiple levels before there, so it escalates on a sliding scale of, cheap to not cheap. Oh. But, we can definitely use any amount, so, any support is always appreciated.
So, what exactly is Patreon?
It's a place where you can show your support for our podcast. And
just our podcast?
Any podcast or any performer. But, we're the ones that, you're listening to right now. So maybe you should, support us. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But we love you anyway.
So all you got to do is go to Patreon, look up Sacrilegious Discourse. It's actually patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse is our actual main page there. So head on over and send us some love.
Yeah. Genesis chapter 34, the Defilement of Dinah Avenged.
Defilement of Dinah, huh?
Yeah.
Dinah, won't you blow my horn?
I was going to say that, dang it.
I beat you to it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
One day Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, She's the dog one.
Oh, yeah.
The one without the sparkle.
Yeah, she kept hoping that he would like her after this kid, and then the next 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 kid. And so on and so forth.
Yeah. One day, Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, went to visit some of the young women who lived in the area. But when the local prince, Sheshem, son of Hamor and Hivite, saw Dinah, he seized her and raped her.
But he didn't blow a horn.
Jesus Christ, but he seized her and raped her.
I mean, we knew there was more rape coming. Had to be.
But then he fell in love with her.
Of course. I mean, I always fall in love with people I rape.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, I don't rape people.
I was going to say, that's gross. Don't joke.
Yeah, that wasn't even funny.
Yeah,
sorry.
Let's do a rewind on that.
Yeah, I just, what are you supposed to say when they just rape people left and right and then they fall in love with them? It's just crazy.
It's so gross. But then he fell in love with her, and he tried to win her affection with tender words. He said to his father, Hamor, "Get me this young girl. I want to marry her." Oh
my God.
I think they're confusing lust with love.
Always.
Once again.
Always. It's always confused in this book.
Yeah. Soon Jacob heard that Sheshem had defiled his daughter Dinah. But since his sons were out in the fields herding his livestock, he said nothing until they returned. Uh-oh, I see a mob thing happening. Yeah. Hamor, Sheshem's father, came to discuss the matter with Jacob. Meanwhile, Jacob's sons had come in from the field as soon as they heard what had happened. They were shocked and furious that their sister had been raped, as well they should be.
They should be.
Sheshem had done a disgraceful thing against Jacob's family, something that should never be done, obviously.
Right.
Hamor tried to speak with Jacob and his sons. "My son Sheshem is truly in love with your daughter," he said. "Please let him marry her. In fact, let's arrange other marriages too. You give us your daughters for our sons, and we will give you our daughters for your sons. And you may live among us. The land is open to you. Settle here and trade with us, and feel free to buy property in the area." What? I have no comments.
I know. I don't really either.
I mean, where do you go from there?
Bartering away a rape.
Yeah, oh, sorry, yeah, that was bad, but can we do a do-over?
Because, after he raped her, he found out he loved her.
Just seconds after.
Just seconds. I mean,
immediately.
That's some good punani.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you said that. Let those words never escape your lips ever again.
Will do.
Then Sheshem himself spoke to Dinah's fathers and brothers. "Please be kind to me and let me marry her," he begged. "I will give you whatever you ask. No matter what dowry or gift you demand, I will gladly pay it. Just give me the girl as my wife." But since Sheshem had defiled their sister Dinah, Jacob's sons responded deceitfully to Sheshem and his father Hamor. They said to him, "We couldn't possibly allow this because you're not circumcised. It would be a disgrace for our sister to marry a man like you." Yeah, that's the problem. He's not circumcised. Not the fact that he's a disgusting fucking rapist.
Right, yeah. I mean, wouldn't you be beating the crap out of him?
Totes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here is a solution. If every man among you will be circumcised like we are, then we will give you our daughters, and we'll take your daughters for ourselves.
So chop your wieners and...
I see where this is going.
Do you?
Yeah. "We will live among you and become one people, but if you don't agree to be circumcised, we will take her and be on our way."
That's the whole punishment?
Yeah.
They're either going to be on their way or they have to get the ends of their dicks chopped off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is where people, like down south, when their daughters get raped, they try to marry them off to the rapist. This is where that comes from.
Got it.
I hate this
book. And, double bonus, they're converting them at the same time to, God's word and all this stuff.
I hate this book so hard.
Right. It's sick.
Hamor and his son Sheshem agreed, of course, to the proposal. Because, of course, they did.
What option they could have let him go, I guess.
Right.
But he loved her.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sheshem wasted no time in acting on this request, for he wanted Jacob's daughter desperately. Like you said, it must have been real good.
He just grabbed the closest knife and whacked that right off, huh?
Sheshem was a highly respected member of his family, and he went with his father Hamor to present this proposal to the leaders at the town gate. "These men are our friends," they said. "Let's invite them to live here among us and trade freely. Look, the land is large enough to hold them. We can take their daughters as wives and let them marry ours. But they will consider staying here and becoming one people with us only if all our men are circumcised just as they are. But if we do this, all their livestock and possessions will eventually be ours. Come, let's agree to their terms, and let them settle here among us. So all the men in the town council agreed with Hamor and Sheshem.
Because, why not?
And every male in the town was circumcised.
It's easy. Let's just chop this shit off so we can marry some girls.
Oh my God, I'm so filled with rage and ire, and I hate this book.
Who just agrees to go get your wiener chopped?
Sure, let's get circumcised. Sure, that sounds great.
I mean, I don't know how. Well, you don't have a wiener, so, but like, if somebody came to me as an adult and said, "Hey, you really should get that done," I'd be like, "Are you knocking me out for this shit? Because that's about the only way I'm going through with this." So
yeah, like,
and at that, I've lived my whole life without having this done. So why?
Right.
Like, there's no question. They're just like, yeah, let's chop that shit off. Okay.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Weird.
Yeah. But 3 days later, when their wounds were still sore, 2 of Jacob's sons, Levi and Simon, who were Dinah's full brothers, took their swords and entered the town without opposition.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay, I like this.
This is better.
This is a little better.
This is good shit.
Then they slaughtered every male there, including Hamor and his son Sheshem.
Damn, made them chop their wieners and then killed them. Wow. That's some good shit right there.
Okay, I don't condone murder.
Right,
but
definitely
the
not.
Schadenfreude is real.
I mean, these were different times,
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't really like a court to handle shit.
Yeah.
So.
Do you know what Schadenfreude is?
No. I've heard it before, but I don't know what
it is. Enjoying the downfall of others.
Okay.
And yes, it is real currently. Right. I am loving this.
Yeah. I mean, as far as Bible justice goes, this is some good shit.
Yeah. They killed them with their swords, then took Dinah from Sheshem's house and returned to their camp. Meanwhile, the rest of Jacob's sons arrived. Finding the men slaughtered, they plundered the town because their sister had been defiled there.
I mean, why not?
Right?
They're all dead.
They're all dead. What you gonna do, bitches? They seized all the flocks and herds and donkeys, everything they could lay their hands on, both inside the town and outside in the fields. They looted all their wealth and plundered their houses. Aww.
I wonder what God thinks of this, though.
They also took all their little children and wives and led them away as captives. Yeah, that's less
okay. Yeah.
Afterward, Jacob said to Simon and Levi, "You have ruined me. You've made me stink among all the people of this land, among all the Canaanites and Perizzites. We are so few that they will join forces and crush us. I will be ruined, and my entire household will be wiped out." "But why should we let him treat our sister like a prostitute?" they retorted angrily.
It's a little late now, isn't it? They already killed them all.
Yeah, I mean,
what are you going to do?
Yeah. But, I mean, I think that they were... that was the end, by the way.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think that the brothers were in the right there, insofar as that's how this land is set up.
Right. Yeah, I'm like...
Why are you okay with selling her off?
you got God's backing.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He might not... You're not supposed to kill people, so, like, that might not be cool.
He hasn't said necessarily that...
Well, God seems to be less hands-on at this point, so he's like, whatever. They kind of deserved it, maybe.
It's all kind of wishy-washy, willy-nilly anyway.
They didn't deserve it sometimes back this time they deserved it, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Insofar as these lands were set up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
right.
Maybe there's going to be a war now or something, huh?
I don't know. I'm eager to see where it goes, though.
Right. All right. So, moving on to the next chapter then after this, right?
Yep.
All right.
35.
We'll see you guys in a second.
And we're back. Chapter 35. God blesses Jacob at Beth-el.
So this doesn't sound like war.
It does not, does it?
No.
And it sounds like God maybe wasn't that upset, was he?
I mean, a blessing doesn't sound like upset. Yeah.
Then God said to Jacob, "Get ready and move to Beth-el and settle there. Build an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau."
Wait, is that the wrestling guy?
The God.
Oh, the God that appeared to... Oh, that was when he was moving out to his uncle's land, Laban.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like,
sorry,
build an altar to the God.
Yeah. The God.
That God that appeared to you. Me, myself, and I. So confusing.
I know, right?
So Jacob told everyone in his household, "Get rid of all your pagan idols, purify yourselves, and put on clean clothing."
Oh, remember his...
Rachel
took those idols.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to come back into play.
I don't know.
If Chekhov's gun means anything, it will come back to play. So Jacob told, I just read that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we are now going to Beth-el, where I will build an altar to the God who answered my prayers when I was in distress. He has been with me wherever I have gone. So they gave Jacob all their pagan idols and earrings. Random. And he buried them under the great tree near Shechem. As they set out, a terror from God spread over the people in all the towns of that area.
A terror from God?
So no one attacked Jacob's family.
Oh, okay.
A terror from God spread across the people.
So I guess that saved them from all those people that would have been mad that they killed that whole family.
Yeah.
And their friends and stuff, and then enslaved their...
After having chopped their wieners.
After chopping their wieners, so they're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Because God's on their side.
Yeah.
Right.
That's lucky.
That's lucky.
Eventually, Jacob and his household arrived at Luz, also called Beth-el, in Canaan. Jacob built an altar there and named the place El Beth-el, which means God of Beth-el, because God had appeared to him there when he was fleeing from his brother Esau. Soon after this, Rebekah's old nurse Deborah died. She was buried beneath the oak tree in the valley below Beth-el. Ever since, the tree has been called Alon Bakuth, which means oak of weeping. Now that...
Is a weeping willow?
Maybe. I mean, is a weeping willow an oak?
No.
So then no. Now that Jacob had returned from Padan Aram, or Banana Rama...
No, Padam Aram.
Padanarama?
Whatever.
God appeared to him again at Beth-el. God blessed him, saying, "Your name is Jacob, but you will not be called Jacob any longer.
Oh, I hate this renaming shit.
From now on, your name will be Israel." Didn't he already say
did that?
Yeah.
Somebody else? Was it God? I thought somebody else did that for him.
Yes.
Oh, it was the wrestling guy.
Oh, I thought...
Remember the wrestling guy said you will be, because you wrestled with man, God, and whatever, and you'll be from now on known as Israel.
I thought that God already told him that.
It was the wrestling guy.
The wrestling guy said that?
Yeah, but that might have been God. Because it was so random and weird.
Yeah, it was random and weird.
But somebody already told him that he was going to be called Israel.
Okay, so God renamed him Israel.
Again.
Then God said, "I am El Shaddai, God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. You will become a great nation, even many nations." Why did you laugh?
Because he said be fruitful and multiply. It's one of his catchphrases.
I know.
That and the many nations shit. And
right.
It's just like, he only has so many sentences that he says, you know?
I know.
Be fruitful and multiply. See, many nations, do these things.
When I hear be fruitful and multiply, I always think live long and prosper.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Kings will be among your descendants, and I will give you the land I once gave to Abraham and Isaac. Yes, I will give it to you and your descendants after you. Then God went up from the place where he had spoken to Jacob. Jacob set up a stone pillar to mark the place where God had spoken to him. Then he poured wine over it as an offering to God and anointed the pillar with olive oil. That's a waste of
olive oil.
But that's a waste of good alcohol, I think.
It is, right? Maybe it's like pouring one out for,
That's an Irish thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I mean, it's been used in multiple cultures, I think. But yeah, it's, for your fallen friend or whatever. Huh. I mean, not that God's fallen, but, it's a thing.
So he poured wine and olive oil? That's just a bad mix.
I mean, they're rich, right?
Yeah, who cares? And Jacob named the place Beth-el, which means house of God, because God had spoken to him there. I thought it was already called Beth-el.
Yeah, and it had another name, Luz or whatever.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I don't know.
He named Beth-el.
Everything apparently has two names. Jacob, Israel,
the other guy.
Abraham.
Yeah.
Whatever. Everybody has two names, apparently.
The death of Rachel.
Oh, did she keep an idol?
I don't know what's happening. Leaving Beth-el, Jacob and his clan moved on toward Ephrath. But Rachel went into labor while they were still some distance away. Her labor pains were intense. After a very hard delivery, the midwife finally exclaimed, "Don't be afraid, you have another son." Rachel was about to die, but with her last breath she named the baby Ben-oi, which means son of my sorrow. The baby's father, however, called him Benjamin, which means son of my right hand. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is, Bethlehem. Jacob set up a stone monument over Rachel's grave, and it can be seen there to this day. Then Jacob traveled on and camped beyond Migdal Adir.
That's interesting that they were at Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Because obviously that comes up later.
Right.
So
in the New Testament.
Right,
so
right.
Many, many books from now.
Sure. But it's already
already a place.
Right. It's already a place. So
the sons of Jacob. While he was living there, Reuben had intercourse with Bilhah, his father's concubine. Gross. And Jacob soon heard about it. These are the names of the 12 sons of Jacob. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob's oldest son, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's servant, were Dan and Naphtali. The son of Zilpah, Leah's servant, were Gad and Asher. These are the names of the sons who were born to Jacob at Padan Aram. Bananarama. You couldn't stop me. The death of Isaac.
Isaac.
So Jacob returned to his father Isaac.
Oh, okay.
That's Isaac. That's okay. Isaac.
Sorry.
In Mamre, which is near Kiriatharba, now called Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had both lived as foreigners. Isaac lived for 180 years. Then he breathed his last and died at a ripe old age, joining his ancestors in death. And his sons, Esau and Jacob, buried him. The end.
I mean, technically it's not a ripe old age compared to those like 500 and 700 years that people used to live and stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's longer than what I still want to know where we are in the whole like...
In the timeline.
Humans should not live past 120 thing.
Yeah.
Like, are they getting special treatment because they're the chosen people or whatever?
Right. I don't know.
But...
Because I thought after...
I thought he was done with that.
Yeah.
The long life thing. But
y'all stop living.
They're now referring to 180 years as a long life, whereas that didn't used to be a long life.
Right.
But it's still longer than what he said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still longer than the 120, but not long, like long, comparatively speaking.
Right.
So...
Yeah, it bothers me because I'm like...
It's not... there's no continuity, and so it's hard to know, like, am I supposed to be impressed? I don't know.
Right.
Because, compared to how old we live now, sure, that's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
But compared to other ages that people lived to.
In the Bible.
Hypothetically. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it is what it is. So, Isaac's dead. Rachel's dead.
Everybody's dead.
And that
whatever.
rapey fucker's dead.
The rapey fucker's
like their whole
dead.
fucking town and family's dead.
I'm glad of that, honestly.
I mean, it's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
So.
I would hate to be married off to my rapist.
Yeah, that would be pretty shitty.
That's disgusting, and I hate it when people do that to their daughters.
Definitely.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
Those fathers that do that, and the mothers too, they deserve to have their genitals mutilated, I think, for doing that to their child.
Right. No, I don't disagree.
That, to me, is worse than the guy that raped her in the first place.
Right.
Any parent who would say that you have been raped, therefore you are defiled, that is disgusting. And the only way to fix it is to marry you off to the guy who made you such a disgusting whore.
Well, but women were considered lesser than men, right?
Yes.
So, and even in society still today, I think in some cultures, even in the United States, are considered lesser than men.
Well, yeah.
Right. So it's often been the case that people view it as partly or maybe even a large part the woman's fault because she was too pretty.
Yeah, because men are monkeys and they can't be held accountable.
Right.
They can't help themselves.
Obviously, just for the record, we don't agree with that. Like, that's bullshit and that's crap.
Absolutely.
But
well, you know what? Here's my thing, and I've made this argument before, and I know we're going off track a little bit here. I am willing to believe that men are monkeys who cannot help themselves. But as such, that makes men complete and utter animals who are no longer allowed to be in positions of authority. They cannot drive, they cannot vote, they cannot leave their home, they have to do all of the housework, and they have to do the menial things because they're animals. They're fucking monkeys. So I'm just saying, I have zero problem if that's the road you want to take. I can't help myself. I was so tempted. That's fine. That's fine. Then men can no longer vote and drive. They are fucking monkeys. They said so. They can't help themselves.
Like I said, we don't agree that that's the case.
Well, I agree with one or the fucking other, and they need to pick a side and get there. Either they're animals, in which case I don't any longer have to listen to any man ever, or they are responsible and they're merely pieces of shit who choose to do the naughty things that they do, and I hate them.
Right.
That's all.
That's all? You're
That's
getting
all.
a little worked up, so I
was.
That's why I paused for a second. I was letting you, like, realize that you're going off. So.
Well, it's a sore subject with me, and probably with most women, I would imagine.
I'm quite certain, especially when you have to believe in, not us, but when people have to believe in religions where women are just nothing.
Yeah.
So, it's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
All right, well, join us next week for some more bullshit.
Yeah, we'll be reading Genesis chapters 36 and 37.
Joy, joy.
Woohoo! Husband.
Yes, wife.
Is there a way for people to contact us?
Well, sure. They can get on our Twitter account.
We have a Twitter account?
We do.
What is it?
It is sacrilegious_D.
Like D for discourse?
Yeah, they wouldn't let me put the whole thing, so I had to shorten it to _D.
I hate them.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
How do you spell sacrilegious? Do you know?
I don't want to. Just look it up in a dictionary or something. I don't want to do that right now.
You know why?
Sacrilegious_D. Okay?
Because you messed it up and I made you fix it. That's why.
Yeah.
What about an email?
Yeah, we got that too.
What is it?
sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
As long as you know how to spell sacrilegious.
Right. Well, definitely get a hold of us. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And, any comments, hate mail. We love that kind of stuff.
Also, you could answer some questions that we leave throughout or, correct my pronunciations.
Yeah,
which are probably
please.
bad, wrong, and horrible.
Because we suck sometimes.
Absolutely!
Oh, also, if you like this shit or whatnot, give us a like on your podcasting app and stuff, or even leave a comment or something.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Goodbye.